Bill, I want to thank you for coming to camp. My name is Thad Johnson with ABC, and I'll be looking at your video here today, giving you a few pointers to clean your delivery up and make you a little bit more efficient, effective on the mound. First thing we're gonna move into is your balance position. Right off the bat, the first thing I notice here is when you step in, your foot, your heel is slightly turned inwards. Okay, which means your foot is not flush with the line of that rubber. Um, just as a general rule, I like to have my pitcher's foot be flush with the rubber. You can be a little off the rubber, and that's fine. But that toe wants to drive off the rubber, and then you also want to use that natural fall, and that line that your foot's going to want to fall to be directly towards home plate. And right now, once you lift, what's going to happen is you're going to lift up, okay, and you're going to coil around that leg. But when you release your line and you release the momentum towards home plate, your natural fall is going to want to be towards probably about the right-handed batter's box. So we just need to clean that up. Make sure you're flush with the rubber and your instep is just directly facing home plate. Okay, as we move, I'm going to clear the screen here. When we go to a balance point and we get up to the top, okay, which you are right here, what you're seeing, and I want you to just to focus on your foot here. You're going to really see the toe come off the ground, which is telling me that your weight is getting on your heel. So I'm just backing up, toes on the ground. Now we're going to reverse it, go back to the top, and you'll see that lift in the toe. Okay, what that is all your energy is going to your heel. Okay, we want to just try to maintain balance over the front of our feet, over the balls of our feet. So that's just one thing you just need to practice. Lifting, coming to a balance, feeling the weight. You can do a couple calf raises at the top of your delivery. Just say, obviously you're not throwing like that, but it's just for a practice to feel where your weight is on your feet. So I don't have a problem with how you lift and how you kind of coil up, as long as you can go ahead and stay in line on the turn. Now, as you start to go forward, you go from a real tall position, and you got a lot of wasted movement where you just kind of sink your leg into a drop and drive deal. To try to limit some of that movement, what I would recommend at the top of your delivery, just to have a little bit knee in your right knee, and it's gonna allow you to kind of get in your drop and drive position a little bit more efficiently and not waste so much energy going down into the ground. So now we make our way towards home plate. Your weight is staying back for the most part. Looks really good. You're getting good extension with the glove out front. Now when we land, which is in this position right here, okay, your body kind of starts to rotate out of the way and you start losing your line. You look like you're kind of back on your heels a little bit, and your top half is leaning backwards. Everything wants to be, you want to stay over your legs, okay? Shoulders are going forward, and your hips are starting to open up, but they're also going. Everything is going in that direction. Your belly button's going to start opening up right into the target. Video's cut off a little bit, but as you're bringing your foot down, you do, just because of your, I can see how your foot's going down. You want to make sure that you're stepping heel to toe, okay, towards home plate. So you have an open foot, open toe towards home plate. It's going to allow you to rotate your lower half, not as clean and as quick as possible. You're not going to clog up your delivery because your lower half's cutting it off. So just make sure you're stepping heel to toe, your toes facing home plate. And we go into the release. Now this is where you look at your head. Okay, your head is not in line. Your shoulders are tilted down into the ground. Okay, you're losing your glove. Your glove is, you've kind of lost your front side a little bit. Your glove's going into the ground. And really, this is an easy fix with a 2-knee or a 1-knee drill. And you work on throwing the ball at an extended distance, with your legs on the ground, either two knee facing chest up toward your partner, or a one knee where you take yourself into this, I call this the loaded position right here, where you're at, where your foot makes contact with the ground. You take that, you go down to a knee, loaded position, one knee drill, and just work on throwing the baseball, staying upright, keeping your head. Again, your head should just get to a point where it gets over that front leg. Just it travels to about right here, and now you just rotate. You rotate around it, and your body will then rotate around your head. And as you can see right there, you lose it. So two knee, one knee drill. Work on keeping the shoulders level on top. You facing your head going forward, not losing that line. Be a great drill for you to have because of that right to left kind of rotational, real dramatic rotation with the top half, and you kind of rotate it out of the way. What you're going to find is you kind of compensate a little bit by, because your brain's telling you do not fall over, stay balanced. You lose a lot of your power into the ground, and as you can see, your back kind of rounds out. Your body gets real small once again, and you never really get that chest out over that front leg. You can see or out over your front foot. So you just want to be in this position right here and flex that chest, flex those scaps, get your chest forward, but that chest should be getting out to this position right here. Your head should be getting out that position, and you're definitely coming out a little short well after release. Great way to work on this. Again, put yourself on the mound into this loaded position right here. You put yourself into that loaded position, okay, and you're just going to rock yourself backwards and forward, backwards and forward, okay, and work on getting out. Have someone with a glove in their hand out here, or even have their hand that you can slap. You're not going to throw a baseball, but you're gonna, you can do it with a towel. Some guys call it, the towel drill, where you try to make contact with the target well out in front, and really forcing your top half to get over that front leg. Okay, keep your chest up, stay tall above the waist, don't bend over. You don't have to have the really dramatic flat back finish to get the ball down. Your fingers just need to be on top of the baseball. And then you just go get that target. But you're definitely losing a lot of energy because your body wants to fly open at foot strike, and then you compensate for that by just absorbing all that energy, putting it to the ground so you can stay balanced. The next pitch you do, you go into a slide step, and we're just going to briefly I'm going to just talk to you about that right here. When you slide, you need to keep your weight back. And again, this is somewhere where you come sent because of what you want to do on that drop and drive. I'd recommend just sitting down a little bit lower on your legs, get a little bit heavy on the backside, because you lift and drift. You actually drift and then lift. And you watch your hip right here before you get to the top, and your hip is just going to want to go forward right there. We're going forward. You got your hips are not in the wind-up picture. You had some tilt. You had some tilt with your hips, and in the wind-up you had tilt in the hip. You had a little bit of tilt in the hips, look like that, because your weight was back. Because we're in the stretch position, and now you sped up that delivery. You got flat. Your hips are flat. Okay, which means you completely have lost your weight off your backside. Now you're just in a rush delivery. Opening up again, okay, and again, not getting over that front. You're not even over your front knee here. So that's just how much you're just rotating out of the way and not getting the direction towards home plate that you need to be, aggressive through the baseball. So, Bill, I want to thank you for coming out to camp. I hope that you learned a little bit here today with this lesson, and hope to see you out there again sometime soon.